Good day, Jeff here from the National Weather Service. It is Sunday, August 3rd. And as a reminder, the radar is still down at least through August 9th. Looking ahead to this week, thunderstorms again possible on Monday. Some of those will produce heavy rain, gusty winds, hail, and then warmer and drier through the middle of the week. And then we have another trough that comes in on Thursday, bringing another round of showers and thunderstorms. And cooler on Friday, about 10 degrees, 10 to 15 degrees below average. For the threat matrix, highlighting thunderstorms and some heavy rain potential. Not highlighting too much for Tuesday and Wednesday, although there's some lingering storms in northwest Montana. And then bringing those thunderstorms back in for the end of the week. Looking at the satellite image here, we have this weather system off the coast. That's our main trough of focus. This one will work its way into the area and bring our thunderstorms. And getting a little bit of a look of how this will look on a model perspective. Here's that low, works its way up during Monday and really provides that focus for thunderstorms. As for the thunderstorm outlook, for today, I still had this on here showing that there's some thunderstorm potential in north central Idaho and just a little bit in southwest Montana. But the main day is Monday, where we have this much more broad area of at least enhanced focus for thunderstorms, and then just some lingering, especially along the divide, thunderstorms for Tuesday. And showing some of the precipitation amounts and timing here. This is not the amounts, but the chance for precipitation. There's also a little bit of a risk for excessive rainfall, and this is the main area here in green that we could end up with those stronger thunderstorms right under the cores having heavy rain rates, something to keep an eye out for during Monday. Now looking at precipitation amounts, here's a lower end 25th percentile, not showing too much, but it has that same area that the enhanced look for rain is. And then looking at an average, start to see a bit more area and higher amounts. A little bit higher 75th percentile. If you get closer to a core, or maybe not as strong of a storm, could easily get a quarter of an inch or more. And then looking here at closer to a higher amount where there's more like 3/4 of an inch to an inch possible. And this is if you're right under the core of the thunderstorm. So a lot like what we've been going through in the previous days. We have temperatures that get close to average, about normal on Wednesday, and then really seeing that cool down as we get into the end of the week. And here's that trough. Most of the models agree. There's still some differences on how deep this will be, and that would have an idea of more so how much precipitation we're going to get. So some of these deeper ones are going to be more wet with more rain across the area. Some of these other ones that aren't quite as deep blue, not quite as strong, would keep that focus for precipitation more in northwest Montana. Looking at the 6 to 10 day precipitation and temperature outlooks, leaning for above average for our precipitation and below average for our temperatures, and then going to the 8 to 14. A little bit more of a signal showing that we'll go to below average for precipitation and a little bit more signal for above average for temperatures. That is all for today. We will see you on Thursday. If you have any questions, let us know.